In Pullman, Washington, who gets to live and who gets to die? The Division I football players, with their incredible size and strength and being in a state of an alcohol-fueled frenzy, were hard to stop, even with gunfire, but eventually they got off of George and ran away. George immediately ceased fire when the attackers fled the scene. Tragically, George's roommate, an innocent bystander, was struck by gunfire. George immediately began rendering aid and screaming for help. George picked up his injured friend and rushed him back to the house where Pullman police were in order to get his friend aid. George began desperately rendering first aid to Laban. Several other civilians at the scene quickly jumped in to assist in the life-saving efforts by applying pressure to the victim's wounds, talking to him, and shining cell phone flashlights into his eyes to help him stay alert and alive. According to eyewitness accounts, Pullman police at the scene just stood by and watched the others help the gunshot victim, not once offering or rendering any aid or assistance whatsoever. Witnesses say it took about 7 minutes for an ambulance to arrive to the scene. They also said that while he was being loaded into the ambulance, he gave his concerned friends the thumbs-up signal. Police at the scene told George that he was going to be just fine. However, Laban Bar was not transported to a trauma center for appropriate life-saving care. He was instead sent to Pullman Regional Hospital, where he died about 6 hours later. What happened during the 6 hours that Laban spent at Pullman Regional Hospital that led to his tragic death? A more pointed question is, what did not happen during the 6 hours leading up to his death, and why? The Washington State football player, Brandon Gray, who initiated the attack, was also struck by a bullet, but he was life-lifted to a Level 1 trauma center in Spokane, Washington, where he ultimately survived. Why did they let Laban die? Did the Washington State University football player receive preferential treatment that night? In Pullman, Washington, who gets to live and who gets to die?